Welcome to the QB School. I'm JT O'Sullivan. Today, Carson Wentz. You asked for it. You got it. Here we go. Let's get it started. So this video is a sample of what's available on the Patreon community for the QB School. The entire video, all 22, every single snap for the offense. Get over there and check that out if you want it. I think this does a nice job of highlighting some of the elements that come into it, go into a little bit more detail, obviously, in the long format. But enjoy. Carson Wentz. You asked for it. Let's get it going. So first one we're looking at here is really what I think Carson Wentz does best. Just kind of makes some off-balance, tough throws. He's going to go from left to right over the middle of the screen. Second, no, one, yes, two. And just, that's a tough throw. Big time completion. Again, up top, he's going no to the slot. Gets back, someone right in his feet. I mean, look at it. No to the slot up top. Gets back. Basically has his hand on his, his left guard's back. Just getting walked into him. Strong enough to just rip this thing down the middle of the logo. You know, a little low. But shoot, someone right in his feet. Really difficult throw, but this is what I think of when I think of Carson Wentz. I think of difficult throws, different arm angles, athletic, big dude. I mean, look at him. He puts a hand on his guard's back. I mean, this is not easy to do. It's not fun playing quarterback like that. Now, granted, Aaron Donald, one-on-one, walking just a handful of hair right back into your face. But, I mean, that's a big-time throw. That's what I think Carson Wentz at his best. Standing in the pocket, delivering plays down the field, awkward angles. But there were really just too many of these type of throws. And this is really just a big miss to the number 3, right down the right hash. I mean, it's open, and he just skymails it. And whether it's a rhythm thing or it's definitely an accuracy thing. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say I've watched every single throw of his life to be able to comprehend exactly what it is. But could he make this catch? Yeah. But this is wide open by NFL standards. And he just kind of makes it way too difficult. You know, I would love to see just nice, easy, you know, right on the guy's face, easy completion, 1st and 10 from the 10. I mean, we're sitting pretty. Now we're 3rd and 6, and this is just a big miss right down the middle of the field. Again, there's never going to get a better throwing lane than this. I mean, he's loaded. Yes, he's about to get hit, but the ball's gone before he gets hit. I mean, you're going to get hit playing quarterback. But, I mean, that's a big window to throw in. Look at the throwing lane. I mean, that's essentially routes on air. And, I mean, he's missing that by, almost 2 yards vertically. Definitely, you know, yard plus straight up. Just high misses over the middle of the field. Recipe for disaster. It gets him later in the game. But there were just too many significant misses, in my opinion. And it's always been an inconsistency thing, and whether it's his footwork, whether it's the decision-making from the pocket. For me, this is a footwork type play. So for me, what's going on here is they're running essentially what I'm used to calling a stick with a variation of dragon. So what does that mean? That means up top, we're going to get some variation of stick, so flat with a stick route. And down here, we're going to get 2 slants. Slant, slant, flat. Now, you could read this any different number of ways. I'm going to guess that they read this open, closed. So if there's a middle field safety, we're going to come down here to the dragon. If there's 2 safeties or split field coverage, we're going to read the stick. Well, the problem with that line of thinking is if you get the rotation this way, so now they're down, it's closed, we got a middle field player, but now we've got essentially 1, 2, 3, 4 over 3. Flat, slant, slant. So what ends up happening is the first slant is double teamed. We're essentially double, double. And then it's one-on-one, slant, flat. And to me, he's just late and misses it. Now, why is he late and how does he miss it? So let's first, before I talk timing, let's just look concept. Up top, it's 2-on-2 to the stick. Like, I get it. I have the clicker. But when you do these closed open reads, sometimes it's better to say go away from rotation. Go away from rotation. Now you go to the stick here. You go into rotation versus closed. You got 4 over 3. The ball's late and behind him. Footwork-wise for me, I prefer in gun to just have the drops be -2. So for me, in a 3-step world, throwing a slant is definitely 3-step world from under center. You take this, no matter how your feet are, you take 1 step right there, your right foot, and you throw. To me, he does too much of this 1-step shuffle thing which I like depending on the route, just for the rhythm of it, but not quick game, because then to me you're late. And so to me, this is just late. You got to be able to feel this guy run into the flat and rip it right now, because you're running through the lane and now you feel like you got to put it behind him because that corner is driving on the slant. So again, just the footwork of it. Now this is kind of as granular as you can get quarterback wise here. And they might be teaching him to do that, but this is just philosophically for me, gun 3-step game is a 1-step and throw. It's not a shuffle, because this is really 1 plus, almost 2 steps timing. So watch his footwork here. That little hop to me in quick game is going to make you late, is going to make you tardy. He also gets a little wide there for me. Misses it. Again, lots of balls that are just off the plate. They're just not straight enough for whatever reason. So next one, this is a little out down here to the slot, and he just skymails this thing, puts it in the front row. I mean, that's a miss you just don't see an NFL quarterback make, let alone a starting NFL quarterback, let alone a guy who's, played really well when he's healthy. Again, a third down, a significant miss. I mean, and I can't tell you how, it's one thing, not everybody's going to have every throw straight. I get that. But, he could help himself by being a little bit more lined up. He eventually gets there. But, I mean, that's a 2-yard miss on just a quick out. I mean, that's not great. And here's the thing. This is why I think it frustrates so many people. Watch Deshaun Jackson here going across the field on this little speed out. This is a dime. That's a laser from the far hash. With motion, not an easy throw, drop, 3, reset, let it go, timing, accuracy. I mean, that's a thing of beauty. Pause this thing, slow it down. He throws this thing, again, anticipation. He's letting it go, breaking his hands before he comes out of it. Dime on the sideline, laser. That is an NFL high caliber throw. And he doesn't just do it once. He does it twice in almost the same time of the game. Same formation, going the different way. Again, that is a thing of beauty. This is what they expect. Now you have to be able to do that consistently and not just on wide open outs. Not that was wide open, but he hits a number of balls outside the numbers that I consider open. Same thing this way. Now to the left. Again, motion as opposed to shift, so he's not going to get set. He's just going to go. Now catch the corner's alignment. The corner's inside him. So we got all that space to the outside. 1, 2, 3. Again, not 3. He does his little shuffle. Again, now it times up a little bit better to me. But that is a laser. Far hash, out, speed out again. Great job by Deshaun Jackson keeping his stride. Again, this is not wide receiver school, but there's no choppy. I mean, that's a beautiful cut, man. That's a beautiful speed cut. That's big time. Those are big time throws. Big time. And this is the thing. He should be able to put these things together like this, not be skymailing ones earlier in the game that are way easier throws. Speed out with time. Again, to me, the footwork thing is just inconsistent. So to the right, he did 3 and a reset. To the left, he's now doing what I'm going to classify as a shuffle. Again, and to me, if I was in the quarterback room evaluating this to me is not lined up to throw to the left. Right there. Now, it's not closed off completely. He gets there eventually, but it just makes it more difficult than it has to be. Just get lined up to throw there. But again, love it. Look at all his cleats in the ground. Knees bent, hips down, shoulders level, eyes level, rip. An absolute strike, laser, dime. So good. But then we come out, and this is a really crucial part of the game. So let's pause it at the scoreboard here and see exactly what it is. So halftime, you dig the channel and you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications, let you know when we go live, when we put out new content. Easy, simple way to support the show. I appreciate it. Let's keep it going. It's 8:39 left in the third quarter, and they're only down 5. They're driving. They got a chance to take the lead with this throw. They've done a bunch of nakeds or keepers, moving him outside the pocket. Right here, this is a unique one for me. Again, this is an interception to the post up top. So most people watching this would probably have seen this play. So there's the post, not a great drawing. The unique thing for me here is how they get there. Normally, You don't move the pocket, do these type of naked keeper things here away from a 3-by-1. What I mean by that is there's nobody in the flat area here. Yes, they try to get there by like doing a shallow or drive route across here, but that allows this player to just kind of hang here. He's not threatened in the flat. There's no immediate over. Out of this 3-by-1, you just don't see this construction of a play. This to me is the over here, and then we get the post here. Now, I like the aggressiveness to the throw. I really do. I don't love the design of the play because this guy's not threatened at all. Okay? You need to really go in there and bite him to the corner or something. You can't just have this player just hanging out here. But the throw here for me, it needs to be a high back 5. It can't be a laser. This is I have a gun, I'm going to show it off. Again, the receiver down here to the bottom goes outside release. Guy goes to the middle of the field. He's not threatened by the over, and now he can go make a play on the post. And fake it, I love the aggressiveness. To me, when he goes to let this thing rip, that's open. Now, to me, the only thing I would do is I would put it right at the back judge's face. The high back 5, back of the L, top of the L, as opposed to ripping it. Now, granted, I could never throw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, so I didn't have to worry about this. But just way smaller margin for error. And so for me, it's a beautiful play by the corner. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see him take maybe one more step to threaten the vertical on the corner, especially if they knew they were going to take a shot here. What I mean by that is really close this and then cross his face so he feels threatened and potentially turns this way. He never really feels threatened here, and he's able to then undercut it. But for me, this is the play. This guy, the way it's constructed with the outside release down here, as soon as he goes outside, he knows he can hunt up the backside. He's not threatened by the over. He passes it off and then falls into this thing. But if you throw this thing high in the back 5 for me, back 5 of the end zone, you got a great opportunity for a massive play. And we got the lead. Oh, just a little underthrown, but it's underthrown because he's relying on his arm strength. I love the aggressiveness. I would never want to take that out of a player, but just being able to understand your options, your club options. You don't always have to use the driver. There's a little bit of like tin cup-ness here for me. Like that's open to the post for a touchdown. Throw it at the back judge. Just throw it at the back judge, as opposed to lasering it at the goal line. And so that's the difference for me. I love the aggressiveness. I just don't love the decision with the ball. And it's a great play by the corner. It really is. It's got a shot to be a touchdown. But to me, if you just hit like a 4-iron right down the middle, that thing's got a shot for a massive play. So yeah, obviously it's on the quarterback. Got to make a clean decision. Can't throw a contested ball down the middle of the field late. All those things. But gosh, it was there for a chance. And they could have had the lead. But then, there are just too many throws late in the game that I break down when we get over to the entire Patreon community. But this idea, for me, this is one of the worst ones. This is just why stick to the boundary down here. Now, and why I put it on here is not necessarily, it's a completion. It's a really simple concept. I feel like most people watching this either play this on Madden or played it before. I mean, this is the concept. We've already talked about it. This is a must outside release. Go down here. But this is the concept. And so different offenses, whatever, 1, 2, I don't really care how you do that part of it. To me, they all happen kind of at the same time. But the thing that I want to pay attention to is both these things are hot. So I used to draw 2 lines through the hot routes because that makes an H, really high tech. But what's going on here for the offensive line is there's only 5 offensive linemen. And we'll draw it up from the back. The offensive line is doing what I'm used to calling solid protection. They are going to the mic right here. So they're going to block this guy, and that's it. And these 4. So if anybody else comes, potentially right here, you have an opportunity to be hot. This left tackle has to do what I'm used to calling a big duel, meaning he's going to take the most dangerous of those 2. Now, it's probably going to be the defensive end because this guy's coming from depth. But so this guy, he does blitz. He does smack Carson Wentz. This to me is just like a football IQ health thing. So to me, the ball can either go right here faster so you don't get hit, or right here, unless it's 2 trap. I don't think it is 2 trap here. So to me, the ball goes to the flat immediately. Your eyes are right here if you're playing quarterback. Trust me. You do not want to get hit, especially for a stick. Like, it's one thing to stare down the barrel and get smacked to throw a big play down the field, but to throw a stick route? No way. Like, this to me is as disturbing as anything in the video. I just catch it and throw the flat. Catch it and throw the flat. Catch it and throw the flat. Or catch it and throw the stick faster. Again, the footwork, they're obviously coaching this. To me, this again is 3-step. He's doing 1, shuffle, smacked. Okay, now from the back end, this is playing quarterback in the league, but I'm telling you, doing this enough, you do not get hit on 3-step like this with this type of solid protection. I mean, they're literally only rushing 4, but that guy is the quarterbacks. Catch and throw. Catch, throw. I mean, he gets drilled. Like, this to me is why he's not always available. It's not always bad luck. It's not always, doesn't go your way. Taking hits like this is not sustainable. Jeez, brutal. So definitely some inconsistencies at best, but there are certainly some flashes that see why Carson Wentz has the reputation he does and can make plays inside, outside the pocket, just pure arm strength. Lots of things I really think to build on. Now, there are absolutely some accuracy issues, absolutely some decision-making issues, just relying on your arm too much over the middle of the field, being a little late, just a lot of moving parts for me that I feel like come out really in the entire video. So you want the entire video, get over to the Patreon community. I appreciate the support. Thanks for hanging to the end. Have a good one.